Hey everybody, I'm Kevin, and if you like to vegetable garden or grow flowering annuals and perennials, then starting your plants from seeds is actually a really rewarding experience. Not only is it rewarding though, you can save quite a bit of money and you have so many more varieties that you can pick from when starting from seeds. But the challenge is, how do you take it from that indoor environment under artificial lights and transition it into outdoor environments? And since I live in a northern range, zone 4, you never know when you're going to be able to plant outside. It can be a 2 to 3, even 4-week time period from year to year. So before I show you our setup, how we transition all our seedlings, let's quick take a look at how we get them started. Each spring I actually convert my pool table into a seed starting bench. I put a few scrap 2x4s below a sheet of 1/4-inch paneling to create a table that's about 4 feet wide by 8 feet long. And then to make sure I don't cause any damage to the pool table from watering, I put a scrap piece of leftover rubber pond liner over the whole area, but you could also use some plastic sheeting. Next up for the table is this large Agritape heating mat that I purchased from Agricultural Solutions. A large mat like this also comes with a metal mesh that's important for proper grounding, but the thermostat is sold separately. Heating mats can be purchased in a variety of sizes, but warming up your soil will really increase your germination time and success rate. Over the years, I've had great luck with the Pro Mix brand soil mixes for starting seeds, and I like to use these mixing bins to pre-wet the soil and as a working area to fill our 4-pack trays. And even though the rubber liner will protect the pool table, I also place all our flats in non-drainable trays to catch the excess water. Greenhouse Megastore, by the way, is a great source for all your seed starting supplies. And once our trays are all pre-filled, it's time to grab our seeds and labels and begin the process of planting. We buy our seeds from many different sources, but Johnny's Seeds has become one of our favorites for those hard-to-find varieties. The end of a pen or a pencil works great to help insert the seeds to the proper depth. Once that planting's complete, I'll turn on the heat mat and set the temperature to about 78 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Initially, I also cover the area with plastic to maintain high humidity. And by warming that soil, we usually see germination within 5 to 7 days on the majority of our seeds. At that point, I'll pull the plastic off and get the grow lights going. For this setup, I'm using a few Mars Hydro LED lamps that I hang from a cast iron frame that I rigged together. And it's usually about 3 weeks of indoor growing with the lamps on and off about 12 hours a day. And the time frame, by the way, in all of this is we usually start our seeds around mid-March and hope to begin moving them outdoors by mid-April to start the hardening off process. But what really makes this process so successful is the frost cloth on these carts, providing protection for our seedlings. So we use one of our garage shelves. That's where we roll the carts in each night to avoid the, freezing temperatures, because it's typically dropping below freezing for several weeks in a row. We don't want to take a chance leaving them outside. Okay, so normally you're going to see frost cloth used outdoors where you lay it over your plants. You might have some type of a hoop to protect it from crushing the plants. And it works great for mild frost. I'm going to say anywhere from 25 degrees Fahrenheit up to 32 degrees. But I thought, why not put it on a cart like this? Same concept. Now we can just roll it in and out as we need to. And frost cloth, just a lightweight fabric. It allows sun to go through, and you can get it with different grades. Some will protect down to, I'm going to say, about 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Others might only protect to 28 degrees Fahrenheit. But we just took these large sheets, and my wife knows how to sew, and we went all the way around this cart. We included a door. That way, if we do get some full sun days, we can just roll this up. Then I bought these cheap clips from one of the big box stores, and they work great not only to hold the door down on the sides, but to keep that hood up. And surprisingly, there's some mornings I've actually rolled this cart out when it's around 30 degrees, but as long as that sun is shining and I keep the door shut, this thing will sometimes heat up to 70, even 80 degrees inside that hood. but it's not so protective like a plastic that you have to worry about it while suffocating. And that's why I went with the frost cloth. I wanted it to breathe, but it's just a great concept of being able to open and close that, put the clips on. So it's been a lot of trial and error, knowing how much the plants will tolerate depending on the day, the wind. Okay, so some of the key steps and reasons why you want to get your plants outside as soon as possible. That bright sun, it's going to allow you to have a more sturdy, more compact plant. You're not going to get that stretching like you do inside under artificial lights. And that stretching, it's a weak stem. It's difficult then to put it directly outside, full sun, wind, sometimes too cold. By transitioning it over a several week period, we have just excellent luck transplanting. The movement, just that wind movement, also plays into a much stronger stem no matter what you're growing. Annuals, peppers, this happens to be a tomato. Having your plants outside will also speed up how quickly that soil dries down. And that's another important step for the hardening off or adjusting your plants to outdoor environments. That drying signals to the plant almost a stress environment, and it just introduces them to the outdoors. So having them outdoors in that wind, full sun, you've got to watch your trays daily because they can dry out quite quickly. And you don't want your plant to wilt down, but having that soil almost completely dry and your plant is still hanging in there, that's a good sign. That's something you want to do. Another option for you, if you don't want to go to this extent and purchase nursery carts, large rolling tables like you see here. You can roll your plants out during the day and back in at night until it's safe to plant outside. But what I really like about the frost cloth on those nursery carts is it provides protection from the wind. So that's our process for hardening off our vegetables. Won't be long now, we'll be able to get them in the ground. They'll be just a much stronger plant and we don't have to stress or worry about it transplanting well and having a successful garden season. I hope this helps you out, gives you some ideas on how you can get your transplants ready for the season. We'll see you again next video.